Alright, in today's video, I'll be teaching you how to solve this Mefferts Morph. Now, I have the white edition, or the white version, as you can see right here. Now, this is the one that is not available online from Mefferts website. It's the recent toy exclusive color version. But you can get it online, not directly from Mefferts website, but other places that sell the recent toys puzzle version, like Amazon and some other places like that. But anyway, besides that, there's several different color variations, and one of them has like a stripe through the middle. And with that stripe, that makes it a little bit easier to solve this, because you can understand which pieces would need to go along the stripe because it's different color than the other pieces. So it's like, for say, this middle layer right around here would be like gold or something, and the rest of this would be like silver. So yeah. A few things that you would need to know before you can solve this is like, you need to know how to solve the basic 3x3, and also like picture cube, super cube with picture and stuff like that, where you have center orientation for the puzzle. And so now I'm gonna go ahead and scramble this up, and I'll come back to you once I'm done scrambling it up. Alright, so now that I have it fully scrambled, what I first do, for the first section of it, is take a look around the cube and see if I can find the corner piece with the logo printing on it, or the other big corner piece. So you want to look for this corner piece, this big one, or this other big one. Like, what I mean by them is that the two corners that look even on all the sides. So, like, for say, if you look at this corner is not quite perfectly even on all three sides. And then, once you've found one of those corners, take a moment, turn it around, see if you can find some pieces, like some edges that would fit in there. And looks like I did found some. And also, what you want to do is move around and find out which centers match up with those edges. You would need to also keep in mind the orientation of those centers, because the orientation of the centers really do matter the most when solving this. And another key thing to keep in mind is that the more pointier, higher point of the centers all should be pointing towards each other. So when you rub your finger around it from the center to the corner like this, it should be flat. Look for the other edges that would go around that one corner and place them in like you would normally do if you know how to solve a normal 3x3. And make sure that they're in the correct orientation, like I'm doing right now. Okay. Now, next part is figuring out center. This center actually needs to be rotated some So I'm gonna go ahead and move these pieces out of the place so that I can get the center rotated correctly. And now, another thing is that I see this edge right here that's connected to the center and it's touching me. So I'm moving around, and if I see that this is correct, where the edge matches one of the centers that the corner is connected to, like this corner section should be solved in the center around it. So it has to match around there. Then now, for this, you need to place in one of the corners. There's two different types of other corners other than the big corners. And one of the two would fit in place with a certain orientation. And if you found a corner and you've been trying it around, keeping an eye on that corner, and it's not working, so then you would have to find another corner and keep trying until you get that one into place, which is now. So now that I've gotten that in, now what I need to find is another corner or another edge that would fit in. But since I have this edge and corner pair, or yeah, these corner edge pairs, and they would fit well into this place. So I can just place it in and move this around so that I have it in place. Now that I've gotten that done, I need to do one of these other two. I would go over and finish off this one edge center thingy, and need to find out some edges and moving them around to make sure that they're all in the correct spot, for say, to make this solvable and work out. Okay, so I got kind of lucky when doing this, because this edge piece right here, and then this corner piece, and then this edge piece are all correct with some of these others. Now this center piece is rotated incorrectly. What I can do is move the pieces sort of out of the way, so that I can place them in and have them be all in the correct orientation. So there's that. Now that I've gotten that done, I need to place in one of these other corners, which I just have to randomly get a corner in. That was the correct one. So in this case, if I was looking for an edge that goes down here, I would need to check to make sure, I do check by doing stuff like that, where it's like check to make sure which edge of what orientation needs to go in, and move this out. I do to place the edge in from this way, and if I do it like this, I do U or U prime, or prime, U prime, F prime, U F. And then if I were to do it through the other way around, I would need to do U prime, and do reverse it in a little bit different way. But now that I've done that so what this is the last layer. Now, this is a weird case right here, where I got this edge and this edge all in place. They're in place in the correct spot. And then this edge needs to flip over to here, rotate over to here. So these two need to be switched. So that means I have sort of parity. But that's not true. I would also need to switch two of these corners as well. Because it's one of those, like, J-perms type algorithm or something like that. Because on a normal 3x3, you can't have a case where it's like on a normal 3x3, you can't have this edge and this edge needs to be switched, and while the other pieces are correct. That's like literally impossible. So that means two corners need to be switched along with these. So yeah, some sort of U-perm, like some sort of J-perm or one of the G-perm. So I'll do J-perm. And way. Okay, so now I did J-perm. And what that did was it's got these pieces all in the correct position. But this one, but now the center is rotated incorrectly. So what I need to do is do the Soon algorithm, or U, or prime U, or U2, or prime. That gave me to this where I got this one incorrect, but flipped incorrectly. But I'll do the Soon algorithm once again, just to switch around the edges a few more times. So now that I've realized, okay, this edge and then this edge needs to be flipped. Like, what I mean by that is that it's in a case sort of like what I'm going to show you right now, where it's sort of in a case like this, where this edge and this edge need to be flipped 180, as you can see. So in this case, there's several ways of doing this. I could either go to, first do it where the setup move to the main algorithm is R, B, and then the main algorithm, or I could do the Soon algorithm to move this edge to be opposite of this edge right here, and then do the flip algorithm, edge flip algorithm that I'm going to show you. But I'm going to do the Soon first to make sure that I'm getting it into the correct spot. So, okay, I've got it to the point where I need to flip it. So, you do M, U, M, U, M, U, M, U. So, let me, and then do it inverse of it. So, basically doing MU 4 times and then M prime U prime 4 times. And then now you want to do the Soon algorithm again. If you did the Soon algorithm, to get the edges in the correct spot. And then now you should have several different cases after you got the edges in the correct spot. This is one of the cases where I have two edges that need to be rotated. And they're in the correct spot. And then there could be another case where you have one of these smaller corners that's in this type spot, but you can't switch these two normally. But that means that you need to switch around with these two around to get it all in the spot. So if you got that case, I'll show you later on how to fix that case. But in this case, what you need to just rotate these last two corners. Is this case you need to do R prime, D prime, R, D, and then do that until you get the corner correctly oriented, and then keep on doing that until the bottom layer is solved again once you do the move it around for the other corner that you need to do. So keep in remember 6 times to get it back to the original state. So 1, so that's 2, that's 3, that's 4, that's 5, that's 6. Okay, so there. If you do like 4 on one corner, then 2 on another, then, or if you do 2 on one, then you might have a case where 2 on another and then 2 on a third one. Or you could do like a 2 and a 4, but you gotta remember 6 is the ideal number of times you should do it. If you do more than 6, then you've gone too far. So, in this one last case that I'm going to show you that about the corner switching, like for say example of this case. So like let's say, for example, you have this case where this small corner needs to be fit here, but on a normal 3x3, this would be an impossible case, because you cannot switch these two only. You can only switch 3 or 4 or some certain amount, but in this case you would need to do a cycle where you need to switch this piece with this piece with this piece, and then go around like that. So you do R prime, like, let's say, start off having it look like this, where you're doing across from the bigger corner. You do like this, have it like this. So, in this case, you want to do R prime, D prime, R, and then do U, R prime, D prime, R, U2, R prime, D, R, D prime, U, R prime, D, R, D prime. You should have done that, and if you did it correctly, you should have swapped the pieces around. Apparently I didn't do it correctly. Let me get back to you all for one last case that may occur when solving this, and I'll tell you how to fix it. Alright, so here's a case that you may encounter where you only have one corner to be rotated. That's an impossible case for a normal 3x3, but this corner and this corner are equal all the way around, so no matter which orientation these two corners are, like these end corners, they're still in the solved position no matter what orientation they are. So in this case, you need to rotate this corner in either one of these two end corners. So I'm going to go with this one. the one with printed logo on it. So I do R prime, D, R, D prime, or whatever, like, of the algorithm that's on the screen. Enough time until I get this one rotated. Move over to this bigger corner, and then continue doing it until you have it solved. And then now you need to rotate the final layers over. And I hope you are happy now that you can solve this puzzle. Please feel free to leave a comment in the description. Well, comment below letting me know what other problems you need help with that I might be able to assist you with on solving this. But if you know how to solve a regular 3x3, then this would be a little bit more easier to understand because it uses the same principle.